Welcome to another episode of Smoke with the Hickmans. Got a little ropes here. I wanted to talk a little bit about the game yesterday, how it was, um, how it was canceled a little early, but we still managed to have a good time. So that's a good thing. Get some light in here. So you know that me and Toronto camped out until like 6:30 in the morning, 6 o'clock. Got dropped off, and we was pretty much towards the end of the line, but the line kept on loading and loading up. Be quiet. All right, go sit down. Loading and loading up, so that was cool. Uh, the line was really big, and you guys seen some of the footage. But the crazy part is, I found out the story why we moved up so fast, and the reason why we moved up so fast is because there was a basketball court out there in the middle of the road, and as soon as they took that basketball court away or that hoop away, everybody that was playing basketball rushed to the front of the line and stood on the stairs and was crowding the front door. It was nowhere near time for it to be open, but since they seen the people that worked for the crossover or crossover, they thought it was time for it to open. So that happened, and then more people started just loading up, and we were just heading that way. Everybody that was in line, like normal citizens, was walking down the pathway. People left their chairs, trash, water, backpacks, everything just to get in the line. And as they did that, we got up there, and it was drama, for the most part. And then Rob came, my homeboy, and he was up front saying that he was going to get in, and he had a way to get in. And I told him to call me, but after all the recording and all the music we was playing all morning, there was no outlets, and my phone ended up dying. So I was stuck out there for the last wave where it just was hectic. Couldn't record it, but everybody was just jam packing the door, middle of the road. The police shut it down, said everybody had to leave. Nobody wouldn't leave, but in my mind, I already knew because I'm hearing rumors and hearing people talk. Oh, there's pictures on Twitter saying that there's not even food, there's spaces everywhere. And in my mind, I'm like, yeah, no, it gotta be. Because I was only 1,225 after I did the head count. Before the people came in the block and stood in the middle of the road and ran from the basketball and did all that, I was 1,225, me and my son. So they did a head count but didn't give it wristbands. That was the downfall. If you do a head count, you might as well do the wristbands too. Or at least give them some type of way that they know that their number is such and such or they're guaranteed to get in. But as we were standing there, that all was going on. The fire trucks came just to check the capacity and everything. So they came, and the police came, put up tape after the fact that everybody did all this big old storming and stuff. So it was no control. And the cops were just latsy daisy, really didn't want to do nothing, just chilling. So about this time, my daughter and her mom come, my wife come. They get down there, and me and my son got out the line. We had an interview with Como Four. They asked us a few questions because this is at the time where we was getting a little hungry. Catfish Corner was up there. At this time, I didn't know where Rob was at, so the game already started and everything. So I'm pretty sure he was in, but my phone was dead, so I couldn't call him. As soon as my wife got there, I got we ate, we sat down, we chilled, and it was cool. I knew what to do. I was trying to get the people off the stairs because the rest of the people that was there that didn't leave was guaranteed to get in. So, because it was about less than 500 people that stayed, and then people that were still in the line before they said it was closed was a good 2,500. So they leave. I'm talking to a few of the people on the stairs, like, come on, let's get down, let's get in line, let's get organized so we can get in. They're just playing with us. I'm for sure that we're gonna get in. It's still early. At this time, it's about like 2 o'clock. The game hasn't even started for LeBron yet, so the journey was real, you know. Um, so that happens, and we get up the stairs. They say that we get a chance to get in if we line up in a single file line. So I'm trying to get all these young kids, 18 and probably 22, or no, 16 and probably 22, to get in line. And they're all African kids. They're all tough and all trying to just talk back and not listen. So the security guard comes out to give us a chance. He's on the bullhorn, and he's telling one of the kids, "You're on the right door. That door doesn't open up. Stop messing with it. You need to, get in line or leave. Blasey blase. You're not getting in." And as these kids act, they act so tough and don't want to hear nobody. So he's talking back, and I've been done since 9 o'clock, and all this stuff, just ruining for everybody else. So I took it in my hand and like kind of get him off the ledge. Like, come on, man, you don't have to jump the ledge. You can just get down, come down, and be tough like you want to be tough, but at least let the kids and everybody else get a chance. So that goes on. He don't hear me, so they just kept on doing their thing. Um, as I was in the line earlier, I met a family, a mother with her two sons, her two boys. So me and her was kind of looking out for each other because I heard the announcement that they're gonna let kids in. So I was looking out for her. I was making sure she, had her kids ready and nearby. So they got up. They started cleaning. So after everybody left, they still left their chairs and shit in the trash. So her and her sons was cleaning and doing, picking up the trash. And I was trying to do that too, like get the chairs together because they left their lawn chairs and stuff. So I was trying to get those situated, set them on the side, get them organized. But I was trying to get the line together too. So I'm doing two things at once. Then I got my son and my daughter. I'm trying to keep them controlled, and they're young. Didn't want to get them trampled because that's what was going on. They're trampling over kids, trampling over people, disrespecting, trying to fight. And now, at this point, we're getting close to the game. It's about 4 o'clock, getting towards 4 o'clock. It's hot outside, it's starting to get hot, and we're trying to get organized. So we, as the good citizens, or I said the good line, got into a whole nother line on the right side of the door. One single file line down the stairs around the corner. We're lined up. We're trying to plead to the security that that's the bad group. They're not listening. They're fighting. Can you please let us in? We got children, and this is all, younger kids that are listening. So we go for that. We try, and then he says no. He comes out again. The security gets on the bullhorn and let him know the right door's not open, and if you guys get in one single file line on the left side, we'll let you in. On the left side, around the corner, one single file line. And remind you, there's still people at that front door at the top that's all crowded up. There's about like a good 50, 60 people just sitting at that door where it's not even a line, it's just a ball, a big old mosh pit. So everybody else is trying to get down and get around the line, and there's people still creeping to the side, trying to get in the front. And my whole thing is if those people from there just got in the line, because we already scooted back for the people up top to form a straight line. But we're not going to keep scooting back and letting this whole crowd of people just squish in front where we're scooting back at, and now we're back in the back. At the end of the day, I really didn't matter. It didn't matter to me because I knew we was able to get in if we all got in the line. Correctly. So I'm pleading to the people. I'm pleading to everybody. We all been elementary. We know what single file line is. Everybody line up behind each other. Only one door is opening. Please line up. So I'm doing all this hollering and protesting and trying to get everybody to get on one accord. What ended up happening is I seen Sam, my barber. He was in there, and I wasn't for sure if he was coming or not. He told me when he cut my hair the day before that he might not go because he had to work. So I seen his daughter first, and I see him. I see Rob's son, so I know that all them guys are in there. Next thing you know, we're at the door. I talk to the security. I tell him I got a kid. They're fighting. Do you mind if we can get in the side door? He go ask around. I'm waiting for him to talk to people, and then he comes back with the bad news that he couldn't. So I went for the next step and try to get Sam's attention. As I'm trying to get his attention or trying to get him to come to the door, he ends up coming to see me. Boom. Sees us, gets all of us. We get out there. We get downstairs. We go through the back way. And we was in. But as soon as we got in that gate, it was the hottest place ever. It was way hotter than outside. I'll tell you that right now. It was at least 100 degrees inside. Let me stop exaggerating. It was about good 80 inside the arena or the gym. Then outside it was a good 70, easy, 65, a little windy, partially cloudy type stuff. Typical Seattle day, but that gym, the people, everything was just non-stop sweat from head to toe. Just sweating, sweating, sweating. So it was ridiculous. So I probably sweat. I had to take my shirt off because when we got in there, we needed something to drink. I got in the line for the drinks. That took forever. I missed half of the game that was playing, but I did miss LeBron's game, so that was cool. Standing in the line, all I was getting was something to drink, like 2 drinks. Boom, get those drinks. Remind you, as soon as I got the drinks, they wasn't even cold. They were warm. So that kind of bothered me. Like, dang, and then you have cold ones. I get to the seat where the family is, my kids and everybody. So as I'm sitting down, as I was in line, I had to take off my shirt. I had a long sleeve. You guys know what I was wearing yesterday. I had the Young Dolph tour shirt. It was long sleeve. It was cool for outside, but inside it wasn't. So I'm ripped that off, and I just had my vest on. So I'm wearing my vest in there, and I'm still dripping. Remind you, I still got socks on, my hat's on or whatever, but I'm just dripping, sweat everywhere. Wiping my face with my t-shirt I had on, and now the game's about to start. They come out, everybody's fanning, like the whole crowd everywhere around is fan, fan, fan. You guys seen it? If you haven't, go check it out. It was just too hot in there. And then there was another gentleman that opened up the door to the side where it was like the offices where it was a breeze. It was a hallway. It felt so good. It felt like a AC was just flowing in there. So we went in there a few times, cooled off. Also had a water fountain, so I got some water, poured it on the kids, poured it on me. But as I was sitting in that stand, I literally felt like I was gonna faint. I couldn't breathe. Like it was a different atmosphere. It was too hot, and just thinking about it remind me of some type of Illuminati type, or just the ritual type stuff, or even a Travis Scott type situation where it's harnessing all that energy and just keeping it hot out there, for a reason. And that's what the commentator kept saying. It's hot in here. There's a reason for it. It's hot in here because there's a reason for it. So as I'm thinking about it now, I'm like, what is he talking about? What was my man talking about? But he could have been talking just to talk. And if you didn't know, now you know that the game ended early because the conversation on the court, it was slippery as hell. Like where we were standing, my kids kept running around, sliding upstairs, and it's like a cement slab, and then the seats, the bleachers. So the cement slab that's in between the seats, the ones that are actually like captain seats, and then if you go back, they have a straight long bleachers with no backing, and there's like in between those two is a cement slab that was so slippery, and I started noticing them slip. And I'm saying to myself, like, you gotta stop running. And then I'm noticing, like, how slippery it is, kind of like scary. Like, people are sliding down the stairs, falling downstairs. At the end, one dude fell down the stairs. And the court, you can see people slide and stuff. It was crazy. And at the end, I went down there and got on the court, and it really did feel like you was on a slip and slide. It was so slippery. Like, the basketball court alone, like, you could have just slid across the whole court if you wanted to on your feet. Did some moonwalk type stuff, but it was wild. It was crazy. LeBron did his thing. Tatum did his thing. All the superstars there in the building, from Isaiah to Paulo to Baby Boy, they came and showed out, man. Even the high schoolers and the college players that was playing, they came and showed out. My nephew was in the building. He didn't end up playing, but he was definitely in the building. He had his give back, baby. He had his give back yesterday, so he was really busy with that. And, pretty much he's low key if you guys don't know him already. He does his thing. But we had a good time, man. I got to see LeBron in the true essence, man. He wasn't hitting like that. He got some good dunks, some good warm up dunks. He didn't even bring the chalk out. We told him that we had the chalk, but he didn't give us that good old chalk play, that we like, that we love to see by the great, the GOAT. the boy was in there, and then they also had Sauce Walker in the building. Got a picture with the kids with him. Also recording. Check out my videos. I'll post that I think a little later, but it was eventful, man. I enjoyed it. I was happy to see LeBron. It was well worth it. We sat out there in camp, me and my son. This is gonna be something that he'll always remember. Um, Try to get a lot of footage, so it's gonna be on YouTube forever. So he can always look back and see where we was at when LeBron came to town on August 20th, 2022. Like, it was epic, man. He made history in the town. And he hasn't been here in 15 years, and I didn't get to see him when he was here last time. So he's the GOAT, man. That's the greatest that ever played the game. I'm happy I got to witness that. I wish it could have been longer so I can see him drop at least 50 on us. That was my prediction, that he was going to drop at least a good 50. But as the game was going, it looked like Tatum was doing his thing, man. He was balling. He had 20 points in the third quarter or something, and then it was the beginning of the third. The boy was balling. But it was great seeing him. And then Isaiah did his thing too. Like, it wasn't a blowout. It was a good game. Like, people were really playing. They were tight, but it was just too slippery. It wasn't safe at all for them. And nobody wants to see anybody get hurt. I want to say Chad rolled his ankle trying to block LeBron, which was crazy. He should have just did his thing and turn off the light. Did his thing. Come on, what are you doing? So you can turn off the light. He did his thing, and then but other than that, it was cool. So thank you guys for checking out another episode of Smoking with the Hickmans, and shoot, I'll get back at you guys, man. Go check out the footage that I put on there of the game and all the highlights and stuff, and even us camping out, me and my son, all my shorts. So I appreciate you guys. Stay tuned for some more eventful stuff. We got something coming up soon, and we got football coming up soon. So we'll bring you guys out to the football games, and we'll see how that goes. Thank you for showing up. I'm out.